Hi, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're listening to this. This is the voice of many, and I am the voice of many. My name is Testimony, and it's Friday again. Welcome back. So, you're gonna be listening to my voice for some 30 to 40 minutes, or maybe shorter. Enjoy. Happy new month! Yay! I'm so glad to welcome you to the month of October, and thank you so much for staying tuned so far. It's just 2 months to the end of the year, actually. I just realized recently, I think yesterday, and I was like, 2024 ran. Why? But that's okay. Welcome to the month of October. And this month, we'll be talking faith. I hope you're as excited as I am because I am so pumped. So, this month, we're talking faith. And one of the things to expect is this week, we're talking about trusting God. Next week, we'll be talking about faith in action. And on third week, we're talking about faith and fear. And the fourth week is going to be a special one. So I'm not going to tell you the topic. So but anticipate it's going to be fun. Don't worry. So today we're talking about faith generally, the intro, the normal we do every first Friday of the month. And one thing I just want to say is this is a continuation from last month. I don't want us to see the same thing as cutting off from what we used to do. Do you get? So last month we were talking about the will of God, and one of the emphasis we laid was that if you don't have faith, you can't work in God's will because you need to trust the process. Okay, so now what is faith? I don't want to define faith from my head, so I'm just going to go through the Bible, and the best place to go to is Hebrews 11:1. Now I'm reading from Amplified Version. Okay. Now, faith is the assurance, the confirmation, the title deed of the things we hope for, being the proof of things we do not see. Emphasis on the things we hope for and the things we do not see. Now, continuation, the conviction of their reality. That means there are things we hope for, one, things we do not see, two, and the conviction that they exist. Do you get? So faith perceiving, I'm still reading, it's in a bracket now from Amplified. Faith perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the sense. Now, I love Amplified because somehow they made this simple after quoting the scripture, they put into a bracket faith perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the senses. It means that something that you cannot see, the eyes part of our senses, has been revealed to us through faith, and assurance you have in God. So we can see from the Bible's perspective, rather, what faith is. Faith is trusting God's plan. Faith is allowing God lead you. Faith is trusting what you've not seen yet. Now, because this month we're talking faith all through, today's is going to be a very short one, and I want to give an analogy. An analogy. So, in this analogy, I want us to pay very good attention because I'm not going to ask the question, don't worry. But it's something that I'll refer to in other episodes throughout the month. So I don't want to keep recounting the story. So now listen. So this is the analogy. I call it the jump rope analogy. So recently, I jump. I use the skipping rope, the jump rope, as my form of exercise because jumping is something that boosts your immune system. It is all around fitness. It's not just working out for maybe belly fat or working out for muscle in your waist or something. It is all around fitness when you jump. So I do 100 jumps every day until maybe Monday. I stop the Monday. So one thing about jumping is the fact that it sharpens the senses. Now, this jump rope analogy, I'm just going to highlight four parts of this analogy to us. Now, imagine a skipping rope. We know what a skipping rope is here. So now imagine a skipping rope. Now, the first thing you pay attention to is consistency. The fact that the rope keeps moving. Now, before you get to 100, it means that you started from one here. So the consistency, regular practice. So now, you see, for me now, when I first started jumping, I think I started from 20 or 50 and I was already breathing hard. But by the third day or the fourth day or maybe the end of that week, I was jumping 100 without breaking a sweat. I wasn't even doing her, or I wasn't bothered. It was just something simple. Now why? It was because I was consistent with jumping. So something that is very, very paramount in the jump rope analogy is consistency. That's the first key. Consistency. Now, consistency comes where you regularly practice to the point where you've developed a muscle memory. You get, like, your mind has come to a what English word can I use now? English shows me. So your mind has come to the acceptance that you jump regularly, and even your body is used to it. So consistency, number one, consistency. Now, how do we relate this jump rope consistency to faith? Regular fellowship deepens faith. Now, do we understand? So consistency while jumping gives you muscle memory. So somehow, anytime you see the jump rope, you're not scared because it's something you're used to. In the same way, consistency helps with faith because when you consistently build fellowship with God, it deepens your faith because God communicates with you, and that way you're not scared of what is coming next or what is going to happen next. So another thing I want to highlight from the jump rope analogy is rhythm. Now, what is rhythm? Rhythm is a steady beat that helps to maintain momentum. You know the way the jump rope when you're jumping and it goes one, two, the full circle. Sometimes the rope is even at your back before it comes to make the full circle, and you're already prepared to jump. So that is rhythm. Rhythm is the steady beat. Your heart is ready to jump, your body is ready to skip, your one foot at the front and one foot at the back. Now, how do we compare rhythm to faith? Well, finding God's peace amidst life's challenges. Rhythm is finding God's peace. Rhythm is going at God's pace in faith. Because, according to the Bible itself, faith is the evidence of something that you've not seen. So, for you to be able to stay key and stay put, there have to be something, which is the rhythm, God's peace. In the midst of the challenges, in the midst of, I don't know what is coming next. Because when the jump rope is at your back, you actually don't know if, let's say it's the foamy type of rope. I don't know if you're familiar with the jump rope. There are some that look like wire, and there are some that look like it's a bit like clothes. If it's those ones, they might have even tangled. You don't know what is coming next, but you trust that because you've thrown it to the back, it's supposed to come to the front. That is rhythm. You're trusting the next circle. So rhythm is admitting that, okay, this is challenging, but I trust God to give me peace. Now, another thing I want us to highlight from the jump rope analogy is perseverance. Perseverance. So I was saying that when I first started at 20, I do breathe hard. I'm exhausted. So perseverance is even when you are fatigued, you are challenged already, you are tired, but you still keep going. It is overcoming tiredness. Okay, now let's see perseverance in terms of faith. Perseverance is trusting God through uncertainty and hardship. It means that I'm skipping by 50 because I have a target and I know that 100 is achievable. I can do it. So I keep going, I keep going, I keep going. I'm jumping through loops and I know that I'm going to get to 100. It's the same thing with faith. Perseverance is trusting God through uncertainties and hardship. You knowing that God has promised that his thought towards me is of good and not of evil. Therefore, I can keep jumping through this loop and it is definitely going to be fine. That is perseverance, trusting God through uncertainty and hardship. Now, the last one for the jump rope analogy is focus. Focus, concentrating on the rope rhythm. Do you know that when you're jumping and for some reason someone is talking to you and you want to pay attention to what the person is saying, it's possible that the rope does a full circle and you miss it? So, in the jump rope analogy, you need focus to maintain a balance. You need focus to be consistent. So, focus is even like the main important thing here. Focus is very, very much important in this jump rope analogy, even in the faith analogy, relating it to faith. Now, how do we bring focus to faith? Well, focus is fixing eyes on God. When, as much as the circumstance is circumstancing, your eyes are on God. And you're saying, God, I see you instead of this problem. I see you instead of this overbearing situation. So, as much as we talked about the jump rope analogy, where we talked about consistency, reading, perseverance, and focus, it is also the four keys to maintaining the faith life. So, you need these four keys for the fitness of faith. So, while you are staying fit, stay fit in faith. And I'll remind you of all of this in the next episode. Stay tuned. Thank you for listening as usual. Bye. So, if you're listening for the first time, do well to listen to other episodes. You're going to enjoy them, trust me. And that's it for today. This is Testimony signing out. Bye.